Hi, my name is Kimberly from Zeven Development. Today I'm going to show you how to bring your CrowdChange data into Razor's Edge using Importacular. So first of all, select Importacular from the plugins menu. Select CrowdChange from the available data sources and click Start. And then you can choose the dates you want to import your entries in from and to. And we can either bring over all our records or specific records based on the drop down here. I'm just going to bring over my donations for now. So once the data is downloaded, we can see we've got 6 records for review. I've got a mapping template set up here, so let's take a look at what I've done. When you open up the mapping template, you'll notice that you've got all the different areas of Razor's Edge along the top here, and then areas within that in each section along the left hand side. So the first thing you have to do when creating a mapping template is set up a main constituent. So let's have a look at what I've done there. So within this window, you can see the Razor's Edge fields down the left, and then you've got source field name and default value, which are your 2 options for inputting data to map to those Razor's Edge fields. So if you click on the drop down next to any Razor's Edge field, you can see all the fields available from your CrowdChange data that you can import into Razor's Edge, and you can map those to anywhere you like within these templates. In addition, you can also set up a default value, so that means if it's a text field, you could write some default text in here. If it's a tick box, then you can change it to unchecked, checked, or not mapped. And if it's a date field or a drop-down field, you can select from your Razor's Edge code tables as well. So I've just mapped some really basic fields here for my main constituent. I've got their first name and their surname. And I've also set it up so that we're not going to edit any existing constituent record names either. In addition to my constituent data, I've set up a constituent code of individual for any new constituents. And I'm going to add the CrowdChange user ID as an alias on the record as well. And now if we go to the address tab, I've got my billing address. So you can see I've just mapped these here. Now with some areas of Razor's Edge where you've got a code table, you might need to add some transformations to Importacular to make sure that your data can come in as the code tables would expect. And country is a really good one for that. So here we can see we've got the data transformation section in our field settings. So we just click on the plus button. So let's say our source data has 2-letter country codes such as UK and US. Where it says change to target, we can choose from our Razor's Edge drop-down table to make sure that these are transformed so they come in as the code tables would expect and are entered into Razor's Edge properly. And you could do these for any number of different fields. Another one you might want to do is for state. In addition to the address, I've also got an email address set up. So the phone number is the user's email from the source data, and I've got a default value of preferred email as my email type as well. And then finally, I've set up my gift. So the gift setup is slightly more complex than the other areas. You'll have noticed we've got this field on the left, which is the required column. And so any fields you see with a green tick means that those are required by Razor's Edge. So we have to fill that either with a source field or a default value. So as you can see, I've filled this out with quite a few default values, and I've also got the amount here. And then for the fund, I can just click on this area and search within my funds within Razor's Edge and add whichever fund's appropriate if I want a default value, or I can match it to a source field, and then we could do a transformation again to make sure they come in with the exact same name as our funds in Razor's Edge. Oh, and I need to map my fund. Okay, so let's save that. So once you're happy with your mapping template, we'll close it. We're going to create a control report, and this just shows us a summary of what we've imported and any errors there might be during the import. And I'm going to create a query of Razor's Edge new and updated constituents too. So then I come to my data review screen. So on the first screen, I've got a summary of all the data that's going to be imported. I can see all my different constituents, and I can see the action to take as well. So if it's a brand new record, it's going to create it. If it's found a match, then it will update it. And if it's not sure, it will say decide, and you can make a decision. So where it says create, this is a brand new record, so it doesn't exist in Razor's Edge. Where we see this little link symbol, that means it's matched in the grid. So rather than creating 2 Dave Leons, it's going to update the one that we've created first. And at the bottom, we've got a Razor's Edge match here. So we can see the record in Razor's Edge. If we click on the orange symbol here, we can open up their record, and it's showing us which one we're going to update. If there were more than one match, then we would see all the different records here, and we could pick the one we wanted to update. So then the tabs along the top show us every single data point we're going to bring into Razor's Edge. So we've got the constituent information, constituent code, and the alias. We've got the addresses here and the email addresses. And we've got the gift information as well. The other thing that you can do here is if you notice a spelling error or an issue with some of the input data, you can very easily change it just by double-clicking in the field and updating it yourself. Okay, so if we're happy with that, let's validate it. So we can see a green tick for every successfully created record and a pencil for successfully updated ones, and a summary here. If we're happy with that, then we'll close out of it, untick the validate button and import. And those records have now been imported. So let's go and find that query and take a look at some of those records. So let's take a look at our first record. We've got Dave Leon here, we've got his address, we've got his email address, we've got his constituent code of individual, and we've got his alias of his CrowdChange ID as well. But what we don't have is his gift, and that's because the gift is in the batch. So let's go and find that batch and commit it. Here we go, we've got all our gifts, let's commit them. And we'll go back to that record. And we can see his gift's been added. We've got the 2 gifts, so we've got the gift from the first record and the updated one with all the information that we added there. We also had our updated record. So we can see that this individual code's been added, and we can see the gift's been added as well. So that's how easy it is to bring your CrowdChange data into Razor's Edge using Importacular. Thanks for listening.